Kazanmak için önce kafanın ferah olması gerekir.
Mücadele stresli, koşullar zorluysa yeni Head and Shoulders Men spor ferahlığı. İlk kullanımdan itibaren %100'e kadar kepek koruması ve benzersiz mentor ferahlığıyla sen de kafanı ferahlat, kazanmaya başla. Ben bu kafayla daha çok kazanırım. Yeni Head and Shoulders Men spor ferahlığı. Kazanmak kafada başlar.
How much he will play tonight, and he said maybe he will play, maybe he won't. Some of the players have told me possibly up to 15 minutes. I also had a chance to speak to Vlade Divac, and he told me that it's like the Pistons getting past the Celtics and the Bulls getting past the Pistons. He said, I feel as though we have come of age the other night. We learned a lot. I don't feel as though we've lost the series. We've only lost the game. There were two ways to go with this. It really hurts bad. It hurts a lot. But this time it's okay, because I know we'll be all right. Mark?
All right, Jim, and here's Kobe Bryant putting a move on Doug Christie, and he's called. There's a short ball for Jack Neese and Bill Spooner. Now the question is, guys, are the Kings deflated, demoralized at all by that stunning loss the other night, or will they be able to regroup for tonight's Game 5?
Marv, I think that they feel they have played 3 games that they should have won. They were the better team in the second, third, and fourth game, so they feel that they're going to be okay this evening.
This game is about what's next.
O'Neal surrounded and able to hit. And you know, for the last 10 quarters of play, the last 120 minutes, which is 7,200 seconds, someone actually figured this up. The Lakers have been ahead for fewer than 30 of those seconds.
Shaq is off to a very strong start. He's got a jumper, a block, a rebound, initiating the fast break. They got to come right back to him now.
Vlade Divac had the excellent game the other night in L.A. against Shaquille O'Neal. Horry being played on a switch by Bibby, so shoots over and try to go glass. Chris Webber putting the move on Robert Horry. And the offense has slowed down. And Divac taking it to the rim, draws the foul.
Remember what they did well in games 2, 3, and 4, and that was pass the basketball, cut early, get the Laker defense confused. Right now, they're a little slow getting into their offense, but out of that play, they're going to get a break as Shaquille O'Neal is way off the ball and still gets beat and gets called for that first foul.
Vlade Divac the other night, 9 for 12 from the line, but he had that significant miss that eventually led to the Robert Horry three-pointer. And of course, it was Divac who tried to clear the ball out of the offensive zone, tapped it right in the direction of Horry.
He called Paul Pierce, and, you know, they commiserated
Yes.
with one.
Now, Divac also said it was a lucky shot. After the game, several other Kings said the same, that it was a fluke. Yes, it was good fortune the ball ended up in Horry's hands, but he is not a lucky shooter. Has a history of clutch success. Here's Fisher. Remember, the Kings put themselves right in that position by blowing a 24-point lead. Divac, yes.
Sacramento has learned a lot. Over the years, they've gone from fearing the Lakers to respecting the Lakers. Now, if they're going to get the victory, they've got to learn to hate the Lakers and go for the kill.
O'Neal gets inside and was able to slam it down. We have not seen much of Shaquille O'Neal in the slam dunk category because he does not have the lift. He's still playing with an assortment of injuries. Weber got the step, but a good play by Horry. Came up with a script, and it was deflected out by Weber.
This has happened time and time again. Shaq, though, flashing to the ball, moving. The little bump in Vlade's back, not enough to draw the attention of the officials. Able to throw it down, big guy. The Kings are getting stripped down low. They've got to protect that ball better, get those elbows up higher.
Phil Jackson telling us last night that he feels that Kobe Bryant has been too passive at the start, wants some shooting, and you see Kobe comes out and hits on his first field goal. Is it that Kobe is preserving his energy for the stretch because he has lost 8-9 pounds since the food poisoning episode last week, and he does tire. Oh, the ball.
But really, for the since the first half of game one, they have sort of been playing a defensive, reactive game. Right now, they're in a situation they have to come out and be the attacking team that Phil Jackson is always so well known for.
Fox had a good idea. O'Neal thought he was fouled. Oh, that's close to a backcourt violation.
You can see that the Laker defense is reacting much better to passes, but not doing a good job on the drive. Weber got by, Divac got by, and they're looking for this foul to be against.
Well, Doug Christie draws the foul. It's on Bryant.
The penetration, the dish, always a championship style. Chris Webber gets a very favorable role here, but he is so much more effective when he pulls the trigger and immediately. Looks like the Kings are determined to get to the basket, and that's a good sign. You have to get your opponent back on their heels and pushed underneath the hoop.
Doug Christie was upset with his play the other day and spent a lot of extra time last night here at Arco, well after practice was completed. He was on hand at about 10:30 last night.
This becomes your sanctuary. This becomes your safe haven where you can find peace with the world, where you can release some of that energy. Kobe Bryant is sizzling. Shaq is playing very well as himself.
And last touch by Bibby. So the Lakers will take over now. The other official, Bill Spooner, thought he had a better look. He's over at the far side, and he says no last touch by the Lakers, so he overrules the initial call.
Bibby's going to have to do a better job of handling the double team. They're coming with size at him.
And a loose ball foul against Hedo Turkoglu.
Well, I don't think it's so much the size. I think it's just being patient, reading it correctly, when to go, when to shoot. And, you know, there's always that idea I've got to be as good as I was in the first half of this game as I was in the first half of game 4 where he was outstanding.
Yes, first half, 8 of 11, 18 points. Scored only 3 points in the second half with Kobe Bryant defending against Mike Bibby. Shaquille O'Neal showing us more elevation than we've seen in several games.
If you're going to beat the Lakers, you cannot give up penetration, because that just allows Shaq to gobble everything up on the offensive glass.
Lakers have a 10-7 advantage. Weber backing Morey. And Bryant with the rebound.
The balance of the Kings have been really their secret to success, and their two stars, Bryant and O'Neal, have been the guys that have gotten them back in games or carried them.
Christie stopped by Fisher. Turkoglu. Yes! What a turn it has been for Hedo Turkoglu in his second NBA season out of Turkey. 0 for 8 in game 1. Missed his first 3 shots in game 2, and then hit a couple, but he's really come on. Derek Fisher with his first field goal. Derek Fisher shooting has been off. 4 for 14 the other night, and Bibby is fouled. Foul on Fisher.
Derek Fisher, this is a huge relief for the Lakers here. If he can stick some perimeter shots and open it up for penetration to the basket. But Bibby's play was bigger. When Bibby gets pressured, he has to burst into the open court. That'll get fouls called. Beautiful pass, Weber.
Christie has to pull it back out and then flip the rainbow. Kept alive. Bibby now played by Bryant on a switch. Turkoglu.
If you're the Sacramento Kings, your whole thought process has to be pace, tempo, race it up, run them until Los Angeles quits.
Fisher met by Divac, giving it up to O'Neal. Shaq with the follow.
Well, that was the story of game 4. Offensive rebound, second chance points. Shaq is hammered a couple in here early.
And as Turkoglu makes his move, foul call on the Lakers. Arguably, this is the loudest crowd in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal with another block. Here's Vlade Divac. It's a 14-12 Laker lead, just under 6. remaining in the first.
Shaq is playing possessed. He's blocking shots. He's igniting fast breaks. He's got 3 dunks already, 2 offensive rebounds.
Rick Fox taking it at Doug Christie, comes up with his first field goal, and the Lakers playing well, lead by 4.
This is the kind of start that they envisioned in having at home in games 3 and 4 and didn't get. This is the kind of start they had in game 1 here where they were able to make 9 of 10. So they want to try to put their mark on the Kings and make them play uphill for 3 quarters.
How unusual that the home team can't play well in this series.
You know, you talk to some of the Kings players, and they say they're too relaxed here at home. They played much better on the road the last couple of months of the regular season after a slow start in terms of road play.
Sacramento needs on-court leadership. They need somebody to get hot, start taking that ball and sticking it in the hoop.
Well, it is only a 4-point game, and it's not as though they're playing that badly.
Christie gets inside. Here at home, the Kings during the regular season went 36-5. That's the best home record in the NBA and the most home wins in the history of this franchise.
You see how much quicker and freer the ball is moving for the Lakers at the offensive end.
And Kobe Bryant is tied up.
But Steve, they're only down 2 here. But they've got to learn to play as the favorites. The good defensive collapse here. Turkoglu has the nice strong hands to tie up Kobe Bryant. But you got to learn how to get that lead in the opening moments and play with it the entire way and let this crowd just salivate.
That was not intended as a shot. That was a pass that was slightly off, but played nicely off the glass by O'Neal.
Well, Rick Fox had that timed all the way. He knew that Shaq had the inside spot. If he just gets it off the window over there, Shaq's going to get it and throw it down.
18-14 Lakers. Bibby, yes. So that's his first field goal. Mike Bibby, who has been a very difficult assignment. Bibby with the steal. Lakers have had all kinds of problems with Bibby, although they contained him in the second half after Bryant was switched to him. Weber gets inside. Shaq just took a swipe at it, and Weber able to lay it home to tie the game.
Well, Shaq's going to play a conservative defensive game. Look for him to go 48 tonight. He cannot get in foul trouble on trying something stupid and silly early.
Bryant with a beautiful move. It will count. That's a goal tag.
Well, this is the kind of game that we envisioned for the entire series where they're going right at each other for the entire game. And the crowd here is responding to Stoyakovich.
And Pedro Stoyakovich receiving a standing ovation. He's been out the entire series because of that sprained right ankle. He'll give it a shot. Nice ball movement. Christie. And Fox able to run it down.
You know, last night Christie practiced post-up. Maybe he should have practiced some three-pointers.
To show you how serious Shaq is, he's showing on pick and rolls.
And Fox able to take advantage of that pick set by O'Neal. 22-18. Lakers just under 3 remaining in the first.
This is where Sacramento needs a go-to guy, Vlade or Weber.
And the crowd response as Bryant is called for his second.
And every time there's a pressure on the perimeter by the Lakers, the Sacramento guards are just exploding right by him, forcing the referees to call the whistles. If Pager can give him anything, even some minutes, we can stroke some jumpers, spread the floor a little bit, not get hurt defensively, this will be a huge moment in Kings history.
We mentioned earlier Doug Christie upset with his play in Game 4, was here 10:30 last night. Look at that, he's using a garbage can as a pick to shoot the jump shot. This was here at Arco last night. Didn't even have a ball boy with him.
You don't need a ball boy at this point, Marv. You don't need anything except the hoop and the ball in your hand.
Bibby with the strip, chased by Fisher, gets it up. The game is tied at 22.
The way that they go at the Lakers Lakers at the defensive end tells you that they believe. As Kobe Bryant gets his first free throw of the quarter, and the Kings think that their defense can get accelerated on the ball pressure with Fisher, Brian Shaw out on the floor.
Brian Shaw has come on for Kobe Bryant, who picked up a second foul. O'Neal will it count? No. Joe Crawford said before the shot, but the foul was called on Devon.
It appeared as if Riley had very good position, and Rick Adelman cannot believe it.
A technical called on Rick Adelman.
So who has the quicker technical? Joey Crawford or Steve Gabbard? Because Rick Adelman is saying, what is that all about? I can't stand up. I can't question.
A very quick tee on Rick. You could read his lips. He's saying, what was that all about?
Riley is standing right there. Hard to imagine that that's a foul on him. Not sure what he does other than stand in a position that he's already assumed.
He got in the way, and Rick Adelman said, hey, my guy's got to be able to have some sort of position out there.
If you're there first, the other guy has to go around you. That's a bad call.
Bobby Jackson has come on for the first time for the Kings. Only a 2 for 12 the other night. Fox using glass once again effectively, and he has 6 points.
Finally, Rick Fox has showed up since game 1. He's been quiet, and he's trying to really let him know he's going to be here for the night.
Weber, nice post up. Weber off to the fast start, 4 for 6, 8 points.
Weber and Vlade have to continue to attack. They need to get to the free throw line themselves. Their edge at free throw attempts in this series has been a major factor.
For the Lakers, what a difference from the first quarter at Staples the other night when they were down 40 to 20 after one. And what a difference for Shaquille O'Neal, 6 of 8. He has 12 points. The Lakers have hit 13 of 20 from the field.
Shaq is playing great, but the Kings cannot get in foul trouble trying to slow him down. You got to get it back on the offensive end, and Vlade and Weber are more than capable.
Fisher played by Jackson. Ori from straight away. Yes! That was nearly the same spot as the game winner the other night.
Believe it or not, I can make that shot, so they're going to have to really respect him.
Oh, Weber is fouled by O'Neal. That is his second.
Sacramento is continuing to attack. The Lakers are playing near flawless basketball.
Rick Fox on his spin inside and off the glass, and then they come back with Shaq, who has really been able to pretty much have his way. I don't think he said, go away from me today. I think he said at the start of this game, bring the big fella the ball, and they've just got to be concerned about that last column. 2 fouls here in the first quarter of play.
And now with Kobe Bryant, Phil Jackson taking a huge risk. Both the stars on the bench. Where's the offense going to come from? Fortunately, Phil Jackson's got Brian Shaw in there to settle things down.
Well, they only have 56 seconds left in the quarter, so he'll be making an adjustment after the break.
Samaki Walker has come on. Shaquille O'Neal, so Shaq with 12 points, 2 block shots. Lakers up by 4. Fox guarded by Stojakovic with help. Nice ball movement. Fisher, yes. And it looks like Derek Fisher has that stroke back. Derek Fisher from downtown to give the Lakers a 33-26 lead.
All set up because the Kings don't think they can guard Rick Fox all by himself in the low post. You can't win if you're going to have to double team Rick Fox.
Evans working on Walker. Samaki Walker on that rebound. And the Lakers will hold for a final shot of this first quarter. Down to 10 seconds. Walker. Final seconds. And a foul. It's on Fisher. Lakers are over the foul limit with 0.6 of a second remaining. Not a good foul.
Derek Fisher's second foul. Something has changed with Sacramento, though, because in the closing half of Game 4, every time pressure came, the Kings came to a stop. They would slow down, they'd turn their back. In this game, The pressure is coming up, and they're just blasting right by these guys, getting in the open court, and they're getting to the free throw line because of that.
So 2 fouls apiece to 3 key members of the Lakers, O'Neal, Bryant, and that man, Fisher. 0.6 of a second to go in this first quarter.
Boy, he's having trouble with the free throw. Shaquille O'Neal is the guy that spearheaded that great shooting for the Lakers in the first quarter. He takes a breather.
Kobe Bryant, though, is back on the floor. Lindsey Hunter has come on for Derek Fisher, who also has 2 fouls. So Hunter will take a crack at Bibby. Do a nice job. He's all over Bibby, who's able to roll it to Carter. And now Johnson with the opening. He's got a break. That was not something that Rick Adelman drew up last night.
I was going to ask you, what play that was that? But the Lakers are dominating the 2 most important statistics, field goal percentage and rebound. Lakers shooting 65% and have a +3 on the boards for the quarter.
And rebounding, the major question for the Kings. Rick Fox feeling it here tonight. He's hit on his first 4 shots. Lakers out-rebounded the Kings 56-42 in Game 4. They had that huge 25-8 edge on the offensive glass. Bibby for 3.
Not sure why you'd want to double-team Peja Stojakovic in the corner when the guy hasn't played basketball in 2 weeks. Let him prove that he can knock down a shot before you leave Mike Bibby wide open.
Pager came on late in the first quarter, has not attempted a shot. Horry changed his mind. Hunter. And Horry stepped out of bounds. So the ball back to Sacramento.
The thing that is plaguing Sacramento from Game 4 is here tonight. Rebound. They've got to get the ball. Mike Bibby's going to go out of the ball game. They wanted to run more pick and roll for him, so Rick Allen's going to let him settle down. Bobby Jackson will run the show.
Yes, Jackson and Christie now the backcourt. Weber, Stojakovic, Pollard up front. Stojakovic fouled by Fox.
Interesting decision by Rick Fox. He now has 2 fouls. Okay, now the Kings are getting back on defense. They have got to show that they can guard these Lakers one-on-one without resorting to gimmicks and double teams if they're going to be able to close this series out.
Well, I mean, it should be much easier. The only guy you really have to worry about double teaming is Kobe. They'll get a turnover.
Here comes Christie with Stojakovic, but Christie's pass got away.
And Stojakovic did a good thing there, not trying to get up in the air or trying to make a wild save. Put it on the floor, lay it out there for him, Christie, early so he can run onto it.
Bryant and Hunter now at the guards with Walker, George, and Horry up front. Solid pick set by Walker. Here's Horry, same spot. Hit a fade earlier and deflected out. Last touch by the Lakers.
Samaki Walker cracked a couple of Kings, and you get a look at just how the foot speed of Stojakovic is. He's out in a straight line, and he's having no problem there at all. And that also tells you how loud it is.
Stojakovic hollered on the back tap. The ball back to Los Angeles. It's a 36-34 Laker lead. We're early second. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, Jim Gray from Arco in Sacramento. Kobe Bryant tried a teardrop shot. Kobe now 3 for 7 from the field. Weber lost the handle. Hunter all over. And Weber looking for time. No timeout. Not able to get the timeout.
He made the best rebound that he's had all series long. And then he comes up and tries to do too much. You make a play like that, hey, you got guys who can dribble the ball up the court. Do what you do well. Leave the rest for the other guys.
Weber and Horry will go on this jump. Brawley telling Devin George to move further away on the lineup. Stojakovic able to control. Christie took the move on Bryant. And the Lakers will to get it back. Now timeout is called. 8:58 remaining.
Mark,
I'm all for it.
long overdue. The thing about the Sacramento play, though, was Samaki Walker halftime of Game 4. Nobody complained at the time.
Well, the one-time Sacramento King high-scoring guard Mitch Richmond, who has not played very much during the playoffs, has not played in this series at all, has just checked in for the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's Chris Webber. Yes. So with 8.5 remaining in the first half, the game is tied at 36.
That's the kind of on-court leadership they need from Chris Webber. A big offensive game in the face of opponents. Webber and Vlade only have one foul between them, and that's Vlade's.
O'Neal way off on that jump hook. Jackson picked up by Bryant. Sacramento looking to add to what has been a 7-0 lead. A spectacular shot by Bobby Jackson. The Kings with a 48-36 lead.
Rick Adelman feels that Bobby Jackson tries to score too much, but those are the kinds of plays that really bring this place to their feet, and the Lakers come back with a couple of turnovers and missed shots.
If you're Sacramento, come back to Chris Webber in that same spot. Let him go to work. The crowd is in it. Feed him.
9 straight points for the Kings. Webber. And a push out on Devin George. He shoved Hito Turkoglu.
So, Marv, how do you think Bill would have done with the Romans? I mean, he's always talking about feed them, feed them. I mean, there would have been a lot of bodies gone your way, huh?
Sacramento has only been called for 2 fouls in the entire game.
Plus the technical on Adelman was very surprised by what he felt was a quick whistle. Here's Webber. Way off, but it comes back to him. Clock still alive, down to 6. Jackson. Rebound by Howard. Good effort off the offensive glass by the Kings. Turkoglu. And Richmond able to come up with it. Mitch Richmond, a perennial all-star, as a member of the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. Getting an opportunity here. That's Richmond, played by Christie. Mitch has had knee problems throughout the season. Richmond with the step, draws the foul.
Again, mental decisions and how you're going to guard guys. Richmond hasn't played in an eternity, and you're pressuring him on the perimeter and giving him a layup. Doug Christie is an all-league defensive player here, and you're just exposing Scott Pollard. You're letting Shaq get back into the game. I don't know what they're thinking out there, Sacramento defensively.
Well, Christie picks up the foul. You see the minutes and the points for one of the great two guards throughout his career who so desperately wanted to be on a championship team.
Well, you can see the impressive resume in the career of Mitch Richmond is now hearing it from this crowd. He was so overwhelmed here in Sacramento as a member of the Kings. Mitch Richmond playing in his first postseason game this year with the Lakers.
This is unbelievable that Phil was even gone that deep. I mean, what did Brian Shaw do wrong?
Well, think about this, guys. The Lakers have only scored 4 points after that sensational first quarter of play. And if the Kings just settle down offensively, they can get control of the game before the break. Tough job.
Turkoglu with the shot clock running down, just let it loose. 6:20 remaining in the first half. Bryant is hit on a reach-in by Christie. That's the second on Christie.
Sacramento has learned a lot here in this playoff series, but they've got to get it into their mindset to lay off the referees. You don't have to explain or defend yourself in the media to the criticism that they get out there. It's about playing ball and delivering on the court. Chris Webber to the bench.
And Webber delivering with 5 of 8 from the field, 12 points. Vlade Divac is back. Robert Horry is checked back in, so Phil Jackson has O'Neal with Horry and George, and Bryant and Richmond in the backcourt. Shot clock to 5. Horry played very tightly by Divac, who draws the foul. Took the hit from Robert Ory.
As good as the Lakers were in that first quarter, they have self-destructed for the first 6 minutes here. And Vlade, a great acting job there to get the whistle in his favor.
He was hit, but he wanted to make sure that the officials saw it. Christie had the baseline cut off by Richmond.
Now, with no Weber, they're a little confused on how to score.
And as Christie made his move, a reach-in foul was called. The question is, was it Shaquille O'Neal? The officials are discussing it. Bill Spooner, Joe Crawford talking about the foul. And it's called a knee foul on O'Neal. That's 3 on Shaq. And this crowd reacts. Timeout with 5:47 remaining in the first half. Here's another look. Well, they talked about it, and they said it was a personal on Shaquille O'Neal.
The right call. His foot was right there. Christie on the move. He goes down because of it. 3 on Shaq.
A moment ago, a critical third foul was called on Shaquille O'Neal as he extends his foot right there. And here's the explanation from the officials.
No, right here. Shaq. You got Shaq? I don't think so. Let me keep that on the ground. He's spinning, trips. It's not a shot. No, right. Exactly. Who knew got the foul? I got on Shaq, triple. 34.
Shaq has to sit down now with the 3 fouls. We probably won't see him again in the rest of this half. Sacramento has to capitalize offensively, but that's exactly what you do when there's a crowd of people. Burst through it. Explosion. The Kings have forced the Lakers into a lot of fouls tonight.
So Samaki Walker back in, defending on Vlade Divac, who goes right at him. Now Sacramento has outscored the Lakers here in the second. Lakers with only 4 points in the second quarter after the impressive start. The Kings have outscored them 11-4. Now Bryant down low, he is not able to hit.
But that's the guy they're going to go to for the rest of the quarter. He's going to try to be the guy to keep him in the ball game. And Sacramento's got to move the ball, move themselves quicker. With Jackson, they're a different kind of team. So Bibby Robbie should be setting these plays.
Bibby off the nice lead pass by Bibby. The Kings lead by 3.
That's the kind of team basketball the Kings need. They don't have the great one-on-one players like Kobe and Shaq. If they move that ball, split on the strong side, get give and go, it'll work.
Samaki Walker way off. Samaki Walker played very well in the San Antonio series, has not delivered to this point here against Sacramento, and coming on to spell Shaquille O'Neal. Here's Jackson, and on a switch by George.
No, the Kings just need to remember to pass and cut. Keep moving. Good things will happen for them.
And Divac draws the foul. There's no question that Sacramento wants Divac to keep going at Samaki Walker. Just picked up his first.
Vlade in the post, putting on a clinic here. The post split on the strong side, and Bibby, the change of pace, change of direction, right down the lane. The ball softly put in there. Steve, you mentioned the movement. Get on the move, attack the hoop, put the onus on the defense to bump you off your rhythm and get to the foul line.
Well, you can log on to NBA.com to bid in the Where's Walton auction for exclusive memorabilia from the Love It Live Tour. Proceeds to benefit reading is fundamental. It's all at NBA.com. Lakers have gone 7 minutes without a field goal. 1 for the last 7 from the field.
And after a terrific start, this is not what they wanted to back it up with. So 4:21 to go. They've got to find a way to re-energize their offense. And this was one of the keys that Phil Jackson talked about last night. I got to find some keys to keep us scoring the ball against a very balanced attack.
Jimmy called for that foul. Fisher. Nice play by Bryant to keep it alive. They get the new shot clock. Here's Here's Kobe Bryant. Yes, so Kobe with the back tap to maintain possession and then able to hit.
Only the 4th offensive rebound of the night for Los Angeles.
Bibby. And Devon's had it knocked away by Bryant. Sacramento will hold on.
Rick Adelman told us after game 4 that that game was lost because of a lack of rebounding. Lakers right now are having an edge on the boards. Sacramento's got to do a better job.
An exchange of turnovers. Bobby Jackson able to get it back. Kobe Bryant is playing with the 2 fouls. Samaki Walker coming on for Shaquille O'Neal, trying to defend on Vlade Divac, who takes it right to the rim. A beautiful move by the 34-year-old Vlade Divac, who is clearly playing his most consistent, best basketball of the season.
And a good move by Adelman, coming back with Chris Webber, get him involved. Webber not in foul trouble at all. Turnover, Kings on the run.
Jackson able to regain his balance.
Yeah, they blew a golden opportunity for an easy 2, so they're going to have to come back and set up. And the right place to go ought to be right through Vlade right now.
Turkoglu putting the move on Ori and draws the foul. So that's the second on Ori.
Vlade Divac working them over in the low post, trying to get up the lane, when they finally take that away. Vlade, the nice little spin, classic offensive execution in the low post. And Turkoglu, like Christie, like Bibby, like everyone else, determined to get their body on the move to the hoop, resulting in an endless parade to the free throw line for Sacramento.
Turkoglu is 73% free throw shooter. Games 1 and 2, very forgettable for the Turkish product. Hedo Turkoglu had 0 for 8 in the first game here in Sacramento, but has come on the last 2 ball games. Hedo Turkoglu in his second NBA season, first ever Turkish-born NBA player.
And Sacramento has allowed this crowd to be a factor in this game.
They brought him into it. You mean the Lakers have allowed?
Here's Bryant for 3. Fisher able to get to it. They get to do 24. 7-point Sacramento lead, their biggest lead of the game. Kevin George. And the Lakers shooting has been horrendous in the second quarter. Turkoglu not able to handle that pass.
You hate it when a guy goes like this. Yeah, you should have got it. Don't tell me it's your bad. Get the ball and finish the play.
The guy misses a free throw. It's my fault. Bryant, Kobe Bryant with 10 points, 5 for 10 shooting, and it's 46-41 Sacramento. Nice play, Christie able to set it up for Webber.
Attack the rim every time. Shaq's on the bench. Phil Jackson is even up and pointing at the referees and saying, what is going on here? We need to talk things over, regroup, and figure out what indeed our strategy is.
Well, the one thing that the Sacramento Kings have done is try to stay in the high percentage area. They're either doing it with the pass or doing it by penetration, and they find Chris Webber wide open right at the rim.
Right here, they're down by 7, but it's this poor second quarter that has put them in this position after the good start. Kobe Bryant now has 12 points.
Kobe's the only one playing, though. Robert Horry's not taking shots. Derek Fisher has been rendered ineffective here, and Samaki Walker is just throwing up bricks. And Rick Fox, after a nice first quarter, has disappeared.
You got to remember, a couple of those guys have foul problems, and that's affected how they play.
Rick Fox disappeared as Webber is over him. He's on the bench, though, after picking up his second foul. Just stepped back on the court.
Well, we call it reappearing now.
Reappearing. Fox 4 for 4 from the field. Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the first.
Now, what they should do is run at Bryant. Make him give that ball up, because he is going to try to keep him close.
Oh, Fox on the putback.
No, they called a foul over there. It's so loud in here, Marv. You can't hear the whistles. And everybody keeps playing because even the players can't hear the whistles. The foul was called on Doug Christie, who's doing all he can. That's his 3rd foul. He's the only King in foul trouble whatsoever. Stojakovic will replace him, and the fans delirious with joy that Stojakovic able to play.
You know, going back to that graphic of digging out of holes, it takes a lot out of a team to always be climbing uphill. And you're not going to get that fortunate play. You're not always going to be like they were at home. So the Lakers have got to regroup at the break and come out and try to reestablish themselves offensively.
Kobe Bryant, 83% free throw shooter during the season, but has struggled in the playoffs. Bryant, yes, and it counts.
And Rick Adelman throws his hands up in disgust and says, we can't even get a rebound off a missed free throw. What is going on out there? Sacramento has to get greedy if they want to win this thing. This is not going to be about a lucky play at the end.
Well, what the Lakers have been good at is caving in that inside rebounder. So the ball is bouncing over their head. So they got to go back and beat the guy. Kobe finally gets that free throw.
Weber called for the foul, his first. We're down to 50 seconds remaining in the half, and Sacramento up by 4. Weber called for steps, try to back his way on Ori, and then Ori stepped aside.
So tricky, so crafty.
And Weber just tossed the ball away, and Bill Spooner called a delay of game against Sacramento.
Weber's got to change up his offensive attack in the low post. How about a turn and face against Ori? That way you know where the defender is.
But if you're the Lakers, you got to feel good. You're only down by 4 points, and you have stunk the place up.
Fisher not able to hit the three. Yes, the Lakers with a very poor second quarter and still trail by only 4. Divac taking the hit from Walker.
Samaki Walker, that's a real nice guy and everything, but he is having a nightmare of a series. Started off with the trash talking at the beginning. He's reaching on a guy who's not going anywhere and ends up just raking him across the face there.
And you can see the differential at the line as Divac will shoot number 17 and 18. Well, looking ahead tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern in prime time, the Celtics and the Nets, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That series all tied at 2. That'll be tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, right here on NBC.
Those free throw numbers you talked about, the huge discrepancy, that's a result of the different styles in tonight's game. Sacramento is attacking. The Lakers are settling for a perimeter game. They're not getting to the offensive glass.
Yeah, there's been a big second quarter for Divac. He's got double figures, a chance to really help his team before the quarter ends, because you know the Lakers are going to try to hold for the final shot of the first half.
Well, Divac's now 4 for 6 from the line. Kings have outscored the Lakers 24-13 in the second quarter. Lakers only 5 of 16 from the field. Bryant with the time running down. Bibby off the steal. And last touch by the Lakers. 1 and 6/10 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, Stojakovic is going to come back in. They're just going to look for a catch and shoot opportunity for one of their deep shooters.
22nd timeout called by Sacramento. 1 and 6/10 seconds remaining in the half. Weber gets it off in time. So halftime here at Arco in Sacramento. And the Kings have a 51-46 lead.
He will continue to be aggressive. If the fouls come, so be it. They will come. I will not alter my play. As for Kobe Bryant, he says, I feel we're in good shape. We played a lousy second quarter, and we don't have that far to come back from tonight. As for Sacramento, Stojakovic said his ankle is stiff. He's having trouble pushing off, but he feels okay, and he will continue in the second half. As for Rick Adelman, no adjustments at halftime, comfortable of where they're at. He didn't feel any need to try and protect the lead or to talk about it.
Mark. All right, Jim. Divac not able to hit, but the tip by Weber. So Weber now 8 of 13 from the field.
And that's why you attack Shaquille with the ball, because then there's no one there to get the rebound other than the other team for stickbacks.
7-point Sacramento lead, matching their biggest lead of the game. Foul is called. Foul on Kobe, and that's his third.
Kobe goes the entire second quarter without picking up the third and right out of the bag. Didn't we see that play in game number 1?
That's a turnaround from game 1. They called that a foul on Christie in game 1.
Here is Divac. The Kings have come out with a first. Phil Jackson wants to talk it over. 20-second timeout called by the Lakers.
He's got to get Vlade and Weber in foul trouble and get the Kings back on their heels underneath the hoop.
Bryant has scored the last 9 points for the Lakers. O'Neal forced it. The ball back to Sacramento. And this crowd in a frenzy. The Kings have taken a 9-point lead. Try to go up 3 games to 2 in the best of 7. Game 6 back in LA on Friday. Weber is open. Whoa, came up with air.
Wide open, but he tightened up a little bit. The Kings are saying the ball was deflected by the Lakers, but the officials are going to have none of it.
Kings have to get greedy here. They cannot get complacent or involved with the referees.
O'Neal, yes, nice spin move by Shaquille O'Neal, 7 of 11. He has 14 points, 55-48. Sacramento. Weber again open, now takes it to the rim. If it's shot, it's number 4.
Now that's the kind of play.
It is.
That's the kind of play that can turn a whole series. Finally, wide open. He's got a jumper here. He can get whatever he wants, and he goes right at Shaq, the biggest and baddest of them all, and says, yeah, I'm coming at you. The same way Vlade in game 2 threw down a dunk that gave everybody on his team the confidence that, yeah, we can win this thing.
And Chris Weber has drawn 2 of the 4 fouls on Shaquille O'Neal. So O'Neal remains on the floor with the 4. Now he looks to go at Divac.
See what his temperament is in terms of the last call, because Chris Weber looked like at the end and trying to finish that play, he wiped him off. Jackson got up trying to get that call, but Shaq is going to come right back and get busy, and this is too deep. Once he gets down in here, you're in big trouble.
Shaq is going to get a ton of points. You got to be able to play out without fouling. Up till this point, Sacramento has played a more intelligent game than Los Angeles has.
That foul on Weber is second. Phil Jackson staying with Shaquille O'Neal despite the 4. Bryant playing with 3. Bibby. Yes. 10 points. Right, Bibby. Sacramento 59. Los Angeles 50.
Well, the Lakers are going to ride their stars now. It's going to be Kobe and Shaq the rest of this time, and they're going to try to keep them close. This is going to be just like the 3rd quarter in L.A., 4th quarter in L.A., where the big boys are going to have to free up.
Here is Bibby again. Well, Mike Bibby intent of not letting what took place to him in game number 4 on Sunday take place here tonight in the second half. Bryant, a 4th shot, and cuts up with the air ball.
Mike Bibby, Chris Weber, Vlade Divac are setting a pace right now that the Lakers cannot match.
Well, they're going to try to do what they did in Game 3. Build a big 3rd quarter lead. The Lakers have been traditionally slow out of the gate.
Divac. And Kobe Bryant came over to help out. Shot, let him go. Bryant picks up number 4.
When you're reaching and grabbing, and this is when the Laker defense has trouble, when they don't control the ball at the point of attack. Then the help has to react. Kobe trying to do it. He kicks him, he grabs him, doing everything he can to keep him from getting that deuce.
Lakers in big trouble. 4 fouls apiece on Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq has to do a better job of containing Vlade. Shaq is so talented physically, he often just relies on his athleticism and his intimidating powers to keep the guys totally out of the game. Vlade is saying, hey, I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you with moves. I'm coming at you with give and goes, and it's working for Vlade.
Divac's now 4 of 8.
2 big misses right there. They got to continue to build on the lead from the line whenever they get there.
Lakers down by 9. Horry back to three-point territory, but gave it back. Here's Horry on a give and go. And he draws the foul.
Sacramento foul, number 4, Chris Webber.
Foul committed by Webber, so that's 3 on Chris Webber.
Webber, who's been able to stay out of foul trouble for most of this series. It was an issue in round 1, round 2. It hasn't been that big an item here. He picks up the serve, but he's going to have to stay out on the floor, and particularly in this quarter, 8:11 left, try to build a big, insurmountable lead that the Lakers will just struggle to catch.
Horry at the line for the first time. He has not been in the offense thus far tonight, attempting only 3 shots, but it's been a terrific series. 18 points game 1, playoff career high in rebounds game 2, the 6 assists in game 3, and that game-winning shot in game number 4. Roberts scoring 11 of his 18 points in that fourth quarter. Hit 3 3-pointers in the fourth on Sunday night.
How many shots did you say he's taken? 3, and in the game 2, when he got the 20 rebounds, he only took 5. Phil is saying, you got to get it up in the air.
Well, particularly against a high-scoring team. Now, Robert Horry is a consummate team player. He'll do whatever it takes to win this game. But he has got to realize that they need points, and they need it desperately.
With his third bucket, he's been hitting the outside shot. He now has 9. And the Kings lead by 10.
And Turkoglu is creating his own shot. He's knocking down jumpers off his own dribble. That is a very tough thing to do against this great Laker defense.
Good job by Christie in cutting Bryant off. Bryant able to get it off anyway, and is hacked. That's 4 on Christie.
Kobe Bryant is so talented. Rick Adelman cannot believe what he just saw there. You play a guy as tough as this guy is, Kobe Bryant, as well as you can by cutting down his options. He does a good job, then at the last minute just reaches out and touches on his elbow. Ow, mental breakdown there. 4 fouls on Doug Christie.
Yeah, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Stojakovic. If he's the guy that's going to have to deal with Bryant, look for Bryant to try to shake loose over the final 7:28 of this third quarter of play.
Yes, Peja Stojakovic checking back and played 8 minutes in the first half. Attempted only 1 shot, did not hit it. Peja making his return from the sprained right ankle, had not played since May the 8th. That was game 3 in the series against Dallas. Webber getting position on Horry, and away from the ball, a holding foul against the Lakers. It's on Derek Fisher.
Mike Bibby is playing such a smart game. That's 3 fouls on Derek Fisher. Bibby is coming up. Now what the Lakers are doing defensively is trying to deny the post entry pass from the forwards, so they're shutting off the wing. Bibby's dumping it into Webber himself.
Both teams have 3 team fouls. Divac, Sacramento on fire in the third quarter. They lead 65-55.
If you're the Lakers, you just want to weather this storm. You want to try to stay within 8 to 10 points. Don't let them get too far ahead.
Fisher for 3. Kings have hit their last 5 shots. Horry comes up hobbling. Horry hurting Stojakovic. Back to Divac. Here is Stojakovic for 3. And Horry able to collar that rebound.
In that situation, isolate Horry. Give the ball to his man and let him be the guy that initiates the attack.
Horry trying to walk it off and is posting up. Foul is called. Turkoglu picks it up. He's pushed aside by Divac, recalling the technical foul that Turkoglu collected a couple of games back after arguing out a call.
Well, he's also trying to tell him this game is way too important. We've got to get this one in the books, and we can't give the Lakers any kind of advantage, any kind of edge. They're fouling Bryant on jump shots. Make him show you that he's going to get blistering hot before you go up there, keep nicking him on the arm, and let him start to build some confidence and keep the scoreboard close by getting to the free throw line.
Kobe 8 of 11. From the line. Kings 7 for 10 from the field here in this third quarter. Sacramento by 9 as we come up on 6 minutes remaining in the third. Oh, nice crossover by Turkoglu. Rebound handled by Ori. O'Neal. Watch out. Divac trying to draw the foul. That was a flop on the part of Vlade, but the crowd reacts to it.
The problem with Vlade flopping in a situation like that is that the referees, they lose their respect for him there. He loses his credibility. He's just got to play good enough ball to contain Shaq.
Bibby off balance. He thought he was fouled. 14 points for Mike Bibby, who has had another sparkling game.
The Lakers come right back to Shaq. You make a play like that, give it to him again.
And Bryant takes it at a couple of Kings and draws the foul. So he's headed back to the line. A timeout is being called with 5.5 remaining in this third quarter. Turkoglu called for the foul. His third. Here's another look at Shaquille O'Neal putting the move on Vlade Divac.
Well, a lot of people here felt that Shaq, buried that shoulder into him, but Vlade flops and tries to get the officials to buy it. And when you do that, you leave the basket wide open, and the results are a nasty dunk.
Fun here, but with all honesty and due respect to the league, if they become a problem, we won't use them next year. I mean, it depends on what the situation is, but as long as it stays fun and exciting and it doesn't get out of hand, then we're okay with it.
Guys, you guys have done a great job here. Congratulations and good luck with the rest of your game.
Thanks, Jim.
Marv, back to you.
Shaquille O'Neal able to get inside, and the Kings felt should have an offensive foul. Well, it has been a terrific series. I don't know about the best in the history of sports. He sounded like you, Bill.
I couldn't agree more with Gavin.
Weber with a nice move. And with just under 5 remaining in this third quarter, the Kings' lead is now 7.
We've reached the point where the referees aren't going to call anything. Players have to adjust and identify that immediately and just play the ball and go to the hoop.
O'Neal over Divac, said he now has 22 points.
Remember the attitude he had in Game 2 when he thought he wasn't getting the calls, and he just dominated that second quarter to get the Lakers the lead. He's got that same edge and that attitude tonight. 10 here in the quarter.
Turkoglu reversing it. Bibby. Kobe Bryant on the rebound. Bryant and O'Neal each playing with 4. Bryant with the step. Bryant for O'Neal. Beautifully done. And it's a 3-point Sacramento lead. So the Lakers coming on after trailing by as many as 10 points.
But now you understand why they're so tough to put away. Those two guys have stepped up their play. Weber's now got to continue to respond.
Bad shot by Chris Webber. Ori met by Turkoglu. And a reach-in is called on Vlade Divac. That's team foul number 5 on the Kings.
Shaquille O'Neal in transition, just running the floor beautifully. Get all the way to the hoop. And he comes in, moving Vlade up the lane here. Comes with a beautiful jump hook. All Shaquille O'Neal here as they have gotten right back into it. Moving again without the ball. Kings unable to deny penetration, and that is just freeing up Shaq time and time again. And now it's the Lakers who are getting to the free throw line, and they have taken control of the momentum of this game.
Well, they went to the penalty at 5:20, and so everything they get from this point on is going to be free throws. And after the Lakers got Shaq and Kobe with the early fouls, they have not picked up another team foul. They are at 3.
And the Lakers, after that poor shooting second quarter, have accelerated. They're now 54% from the field for the night. And Sacramento's dropped off to 49. Well, Kobe able to add to that. He has 16 points in all, and the Kings have a 3-point lead.
Beautiful creativity by Chris Webber. He's going to have to get into that back screen a little quicker. The referees, an easy play to whistle him for a needless foul there.
Bryant trying to draw the foul on Turgler. Stojakovic able to rebound. Here comes Turgler. Played by Bryant. That's pushed to number 5.
But, you know, Kobe is so competitive. I don't even think he thinks about the foul.
Fisher passed on the 3. Shoots the 2. Rebounded by Turgler.
With Christie in serious foul trouble, Stojakovic not having his legs underneath, and Turgler has to become a dominant rebounder.
Well, the guy that's getting...
nice backdoor pass for Turgler, but he could not finish.
That's where the ankle showed up. He couldn't get the elevation, and that's a big miss.
71-68, Sacramento. Fox looking to tie it. Not able to hit the 3. And the Lakers have missed their last 8 from downtown. They are 3 of 11 for the game. Turgler. Shaq just stepped away. Shaquille O'Neal, who told Jim Gray earlier that his game would not be affected by playing with the excessive fouls, is obviously affected. He has to be. He does not want to pick up number 5.
The major concern for Phil Jackson are the foul problems of his stars. Bryant 4, O'Neal 4. That's been the story in 3 and 4. Kobe almost gets 5 right here as he runs into the screen, and that is what is putting the Laker defense in harm's way. Kobe running out. He has to get away. Now Shaq is in the middle. He has to get away. You know what that means? A free deuce for Turgler.
It also means that Sacramento has to continue to attack the basket every time. Think about 110-point total for the game. But Phil Jackson doesn't just have foul trouble to worry about, Steve. His bench has given him 1 point in the entire game.
Yeah.
1 point off the bench. Unbelievable.
But you say that, but those two horses right there have got him within 5. And when you stay within 5 going into the 4th, you got a tough act to follow.
Shaq with 12 of his 24 here in the 3rd quarter. Fisher for 3. Lakers need offense from other people. Kept alive by Horry off the tip. They have the new shot clock. They double up. O'Neal now single coverage. It's Webber. O'Neal with the facial. It's 73-70. The Lakers down by just 3.
And that's the danger. Shaq is rolling. He knows it. He's got 14 and a quarter. He's posterizing and punishing everybody that's around him.
Turgler. And it's an offensive foul on Hedo Turgler. That is number 4 on Turgler.
He went too deep. Once Kobe flies by, you can step into that mid-range area where he can make the shot, and he's trying to get the layup. Now, once Kobe goes by, just step right here. Stop. Pop. Instead, he goes 1 more step. Horry had done this to him before.
Or how about as Kobe's flying by, get the foul.
Bobby Jackson now checking in. Bobby Jackson has not been as effective the past 2 games, bothered by an injured left ankle, and it appears that he has been affected by that ankle. And Slava Medvedenko, the 6'10", 255-pound second-year NBA player, has come on for the first time tonight. So Phil Jackson going deeper into his bench. Fox gets himself trapped, but able to find O'Neal. Good recovery by Fox. It is a 1-point Sacramento lead.
Sacramento keeps looking to be bailed out by the refs.
I don't think they were looking to be bailed out. Weber was hoping, as Fisher's going to reach in and pick up this personal. But, when you got Jack and he's going like this, you're in the ball game. He is now dunking everything. If he has had a problem with elevation, he is not having it here in the third quarter of play. Anytime he gets close, he's hammering it.
That's 4 on Fisher, 4th team foul on the Lakers. And Medvedenko trying to play Weber, and he's immediately called for the foul. Look to keep Weber away, and it's a holding foul.
That's beautiful identification of where your advantage is. And Phil Jackson has really pulled out all the stuff. Mitch Richmond, who we haven't seen basically all season. Slava, who has been a non-factor once the playoffs started. Chris Webber sees that immediately and says, hey, give me the ball. I'm going to the hoop here, but you got to make free throws, please.
2 for 4 at the line. Remember, earlier in the series, a 3 of 11 by Weber. Now Divac sits down. Pollard is back, so the Lakers now in the penalty, as are the Kings. And you see the Lakers have been spending lots of time at the line in this third quarter. So Weber now 2 of 5 from the line. It's a 1-point Sacramento lead. Coming up on a half minute remaining in the third quarter. Bryant looking to post up, but Medvedenko takes the shot. Bryant with the rebound. Medvedenko wide open. Good look by Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers take the lead for the first time since back in the first quarter when they were up by as many as 7.
Doesn't that have to be Chris Webber's rebound?
Final seconds of the third. Weber. Pollard strip. Last touch by the Kings. Lakers have it with 4 and 3/10 seconds remaining in the third.
And when Shaq is playing this way, Bill, Kobe's playing this way, you don't need a bench. Now, what the Kings are going to have to do is go at those guys. They're going to have to get 5 on both of them. Medvedenko goes out. Robert Horry back in.
They don't need a bench because the Kings have stopped playing. They've stopped scoring.
Art Fisher. Bryant, 1 second left. Shoots it. He was on target, slightly off. Strong third quarter for the Lakers. They've taken the lead. They're up by 1. Sacramento, Shaquille O'Neal able to withstand the foul trouble. He's hung in despite the 4 fouls. 16 of his 28 coming in the third quarter. 28 points in 26 minutes of play.
Yeah, and it's all been in the percentage area. He has just been hammering the interior defense of the Sacramento. You see how close he is and the damage that he's done. He has been rolling, and all of those green dots, Bill, they represent the big stuff.
But that's up to this point. Now what's going to happen in the fourth quarter? The fourth quarter and the last 7 playoff games has not been Shaquille O'Neal time. Lakers have the lead. If Sacramento is going to win, it's going to not be because of their defense. It's going to be because of their offense. Their offense is going down right now. You see 27 is the high point. That graph is in the wrong direction. They need a huge offensive quarter here if they're going to win this game here tonight.
Well, think about this. Shaq is rolling. And the only way you're going to get him out of this game, and the only way he's going to get 3 points, is to be on the bench. Oh. You'd be sitting there. That's the only way that's going to happen. He's got 2 to burn, and he's not through.
All right, fourth quarter underway. Lakers closing out over the last 4 minutes, 40 seconds with a 12-4 run. And they lead by 1 after trailing a good portion of the way. Here's Fox. Rebounded by Jackson. So Jackson and Bibby in the backcourt. Weber up front with Pollard and Stojakovic.
But the free throw line was so good to the Kings in that first half as Lindsey Hunter is giving Mike Bibby a massage.
When Lindsey Hunter gets up in the face of Mike Bibby like that, he just has to look at him and say, you know what, there is no way you can guard me this far from the basket. I'm just going to blow right by you, get in the open court, create fast break opportunities and mismatches. We're going to run away with this one.
And it's difficult for Phil Jackson to put Kobe Bryant on the hot bibby because of the 4 fouls. Kobe so effective in Game 4 Sunday night against Bibby. Samaki Walker is back. Lindsey Hunter on the floor. Robert Horry up front, along with Walker and Fox. Horry way off, rebounded by Pollard. So the Lakers up by 1. A minute gone by in this 4th quarter. Game 5 of the best of 7. Series tied at 2, and Weber is crunched. Chris Weber, who's been having his problems at the line, will shoot 2. That's 3 on Samaki Walker.
But that play is a classic example of the difference in Chris Weber. Here, strong to the hoop, no hesitation, and no double clutch. No spin, no behind-the-back pass, no wrap it around the backside and try to put a show on. Go to the hoop, get in the air, draw the contact, and get to the line and knock it down.
Chris Weber, a much improved free throw shooter during the regular season at 75%, but has had his difficulties in the postseason. Now hits both, and the Kings lead by 1. Remember, the Lakers, an excellent playoff team on the road. They've lost only 1 road game in the postseason. They've won 12 of the last 13 on the road in the playoffs over the last 2 years, but they're facing 2 of the final 3 of the series here at Arco. Fox has had the touch. Rick Fox, very quiet coming into tonight's game. 5 for 7, 11 points. The Lakers take a 1-point lead.
And the Kings have to move the ball quicker. The quicker they move the ball, the easier it is for them to score.
Jackson not able to hit. Rebounded by Horry. And here's Hunter on the open floor. But pulls it back as he's met on the switch.
Now they're waving him out. They want this ball to go inside to Kobe Bryant. You got to get the ball out of his hands. Don't let him go down here and jump over Bobby Jackson.
Hunter. Well, the Lakers have missed their last 11 3-point attempts after they connected on their first 3.
Weber to the hoop.
Took a different route, Bill.
Shaq's on the bench. You got to establish yourself now and get the momentum on your side and get this crowd lathered up here if you're going to be able to finish off the 2-time world champion Lakers.
Weber with 26 points. Kings up by 1. 2.5 gone by in the 4th. Fox for 3. Yes! No hesitation from Rick Fox, who has 14 points. Lakers 79, Kings 77.
See, they know Bobby Jackson likes to sneak along that baseline. Here comes Weber.
Forced the issue. He was looking for contact.
Well, he should have been looking to try to make the shot, which would have gotten him to the free throw line. When you bring it down like that from the hip, and you're a big guy, they're not going to give you that opportunity.
Foul committed by Stojakovic. That is his first. And for the Kings, their first team foul. Timeout is called.
Shaq is back in the lineup now, and the Kings are struggling to get any sort of offensive attack going.
It's a 2-point game, and I think Jackson thinks he can bust it open right now. Coming into Shaq and see if they can't build a lead and make the Kings play uphill.
Fisher coming up short. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Weber played by Horry, went to the step back. And rebounded by O'Neal.
Now what they need to do is move the ball, move people. Do more than just one pass and a shot against the set Laker defense. You're not going to get that second opportunity. Pollard has not been able to get those rebounds, which you're accustomed to seeing getting.
Monty Devon's getting set to check back in. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Fox to it, 24-second violation. The Lakers lost sight of the clock.
Robert Horry on the defensive end as Vlade Divac checks back in. Too long sitting out over there for Vlade. Bobby Jackson sits down. Doug Christie, who's been sitting for 2 eternities over there. But now, on-court leadership, and you got to watch out for Robert Horry defensively. He is everywhere on this court.
Christie playing with 4 fouls.
They're trying to get that pick and roll for Bibby, trying to spring him open. A lot of time off the shot clock, and they still hadn't gone anywhere.
Good job by Fisher on Bibby, who had to give it up. And Weber came up short.
And they talked about finishing the game off with passing and cutting. That's not the way they want to play. So they got to hop that ball. Bibby's got to give it up, go set a screen, get it back.
Fox with room. Lakers are playing with tremendous poise and confidence. They've been here so many times. We talked at the outset about it's not about play, strategy, or adjustment. It's about players.
And Divac is fouled. O'Neal was going for a tie-up. Picks up number 5.
This looked like a jump ball from the outset. The penetration to the baseline frees up Vlade down the middle. That's a jump ball.
He got his arm. He brought that ball right through Shaq's arm, and he got the call, and that was a smart play by Vlade. Shaq is going to come up. He should have just given him the hoop. He's got to stay out on the floor. 7:20 to go. He's got to be out there so that the Lakers can finish this game off.
Well, Phil Jackson felt it was a tie-up, wanted the jump ball. Meanwhile, Vlade Divac just 4 for 9 from the line. He's missed his last 4 free throws. And the Kings overall now 18 of 27 from the line.
In a one-point game. Missing 9 free throws at home. Ouch.
Evan George, who just checked back in, has not been able to hit the shot. He's done some things defensively. He's done a good job off the boards, but has not hit the jumper.
Questionable decision-making for Devin George.
Bibby thought that one was good. He was on his way back up court and just couldn't find the bottom, but he finally got a screen from Divac.
Horry now has 10 rebounds, so the Lakers in possession, up by 1. Bryant, O'Neal.
Watch out.
O'Neal trying to back his way, and a foul is called. You say, yes, watch out, and I'm sure that was on the mind of Phil Jackson because Shaq picks up most of his fouls at the offensive end. The foul's called on Bibby.
You know, he's got nothing but, big destruction on his mind. When he gets his rebound, he's coming right back in, and you see Divac flying out of there, and they get that call on the ground.
Kings with their second team foul. Lakers with 3. Bryant set it up for Horry, hesitated to take the shot. And last touch. Let's see the officials checking with each other. Jackney says last touch by Sacramento.
The right call. The penetration by Horry, poked away from behind. Nobody else has a look at it at all or a touch. Easy play to call. Jackney's right on top of it.
You can get it tied at 2, separated by 1 point after 42 minutes here in game number 5.
But one thing the championship teaches you is how hard it is. The Lakers know that. Sacramento does not. Bibby, the only guy who's ever won a championship at the highest level. That was in college.
Bryant extends to an 81-78. Laker lead, so Kobe now has 24.
They are going to rely on those guys that carry them home, and Sacramento's got to try to attack Shaq and get to the rim and get some easy chances.
Divac says O'Neal stepped aside, a wise move. Back comes Fisher. He has not shot well. O'Neal's hit his last 8 shots. Oh, Bibby with the steal from the blind side. George is back. Bibby is able to hit. What a play by Mike Bibby to bring the Kings within 1. They're on their feet here at Arco. Christie with the 4 foul. Bryant to the fadeaway. Yes! And the Lakers lead 83-80. 5:25 remaining in the 4th quarter.
The set offense for Sacramento has to improve dramatically. They're scoring in transition.
Weber made his move and threw the foul. It's on Horry. That's 3 on Horry.
Well, opportunity is right there for Mike Bibby, and he comes right under Shaq, pushes it hard the other way, and just gets that one to crawl in.
Lakers' 4th team foul. Weber. Evan George continues to do the good job off the board.
This has been the difference in the Lakers championships. They've got the players that can score in the dug-in defensive situations here. Kobe and Shaq. Who's going to do it for Sacramento? Weber?
Bryant is fouled. He was double-teamed. Joe Crawford just warned Vlade Divac not to say anything further as Christie picked up number 5.
This is why it's so difficult. You've got two guys that can just flat out make shots on you. Christie does a good job, stays in front of him. This time, Vlade will step in, and from the rear, Christie picks up the foul, so that it's 5 on him, and Kobe at the line trying to make it a 4 or 5 point game.
Bryant now 7 of 10 from the line. Tomorrow night, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern in prime time, it's the Celtics and the Nets. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Mike Breen, PJ Carlissimo will be on hand. That'll be tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern on NBC. That series also tied at 2. And Kobe Bryant has opened up a 5-point lead for the Lakers.
Sacramento looks tired. Lakers are surging, getting bigger as the seconds tick away. Somebody's got to give them some on-court leadership with brilliant offensive play here for Sacramento.
And they got Shaq on the switch. They got to go.
Maybe able to toss it out to Christie. The shot clock at 7. Once again, O'Neal wisely stepped away as Christie was able to hit. It's an 85-82 Laker lead.
Jackson is telling Horry to switch with Shaq whenever he can. Make sure that they get him out of the way so that he doesn't have to come out and guard, and he doesn't get see the pressure of Chris Webber.
Here the can of defense, but Kobe Bryant gets it off, not able to get the rim. The Kings with the ball down by 3, coming up on 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Webber with the head fake. Whoa. A sensational shot by Webber, and again O'Neal able to elude the contact. 1 point, Laker lead. And Shaq is hit from behind. It's on Vlade Divac. That is number 3.
Vlade realized Shaq was right at the rim. Now you take a look at Chris Webber, and this time bringing it down and creating the shot works for him. Gets it underneath the outstretched arm of Shaq, and a tough shot to go in. But look at the position that Shaq has. You're not going to do anything with him there. So Vlade picks up the personal. Both teams 14 fouls now.
Non-shooting foul. Fox inbounds to O'Neal. Fox has had the hot hand. Pergolo over to help out on Shaq. Shot clock at 5. Bryant. Loose ball collected by Bibby with 3.5. Remaining in the fourth. Sacramento is down by 1. You see Fisher digging in as Bibby uses the pick. Here's Bibby going at O'Neal and a foul. Official announcement regarding the call. Shaq remaining on the floor. Now goes over the official over to the scorer's table, and now they make the announcement, and Shaq takes a seat. 28 points in 32 minutes on 14 of 18 from the field.
The relentless attack, the inability of Sacramento, the Lakers to keep perimeter guys under control and on that perimeter as it's exposed Shaq time and time again. Sacramento cannot think for a moment that this game is over because Shaq is out on the bench with fouls.
They got to drop their free throws. Bibby has not been good in this series.
And during the year, an 80% free throw shooter, but he's tied the game at 85. Fox was tripped up, and Doug Christie picks up his 6th. So Christie is gone, and that's a blow to Sacramento because they like Christie defending on Bryant. 29 minutes for Christie. Christie, 8 points, and he heads to the bench.
Easy play to call. Rick Fox is standing there. Doug Christie. Rick Fox takes a step to his left on that one. I'm not sure if he was set there. Bobby Jackson gets the call.
So you're saying it's a tough play to call?
This is a tough play to call. Rick Fox is on the move, Steve. He's got a little bit of space to get through, and that 6 inches or 12 inches of step by Rick Fox took that space away for Christie.
Two guys that have scored in the quarter, Fox and Kobe Bryant. Now Kobe is going to try to lead his team. Fox is going to try to follow. What's going to be the difference will be made free throw down the stretch.
Fox, an excellent free throw shooter, has given the Lakers a 2-point lead. Both teams are in the penalty. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, Jim Gray from Sacramento. Game 5 of the best of 7 of the series, tied at 2. Nice pass from Eva with 13 points, and he's tied the game at 87. Samaki Walker being played by Vlade Divac.
Now you can see they're tentative, but they're only going to look for one guy, and he won't be.
It's Kobe Bryant. Too strong on the shot by Kobe. And Kobe pushes it down. Turkoglu pulls it back. Oh, Fisher comes up hobbling. Jackson played by Fox. Turkoglu. Divac's nice pass. Tough pass to Weber, and he draws the foul.
Attack the hoop if you're Sacramento. Spread the floor.
Weber, like a lot of big men, got sweaty palms right now.
He is 4 of 7 at the line.
You hear it.
And that was Bill.
Equally as important for Sacramento is who's going to guard Kobe Bryant in the set defense. Christie's fouled out. They had Jackson on him before. They might want to come with size and Turkoglu to keep Kobe out of the post.
Size doesn't bother Kobe.
Weber has given the Kings an 88-87 lead. And it's Turkoglu defending on Bryant. Kobe goes right at him to the fadeaway. Yes! 89-88. Lakers, 30 points for Kobe Bryant.
Send him to the middle. That's where the help is.
Just under 2 remaining in the fourth. Samaki Walker with his hands full against Vlade Divac, and Kobe Bryant is right there to pick off that pass.
He saw Turkoglu, but Kobe stepped in.
Lakers up by 1. A minute 40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bryant, oh, nice fake on Jackson. Could not take advantage. The ball lands in the hands of Weber. Jackson putting a move on Fisher. And they reset.
This is where they got to make a decisive decision. Where do they want to get a score?
Turkoglu,
But not the guys.
Samaki Walker with a good box out on Chris Weber. And now being clapped. And the Lakers call a timeout.
Why don't they, Sacramento, attack the hoop? What are they dribbling around to get a three-pointer you can get at any time when Kobe Bryant is just doing what he wants? He gets Turkoglu and says, you can't guard me.
Both teams over the foul limit. Bryant. Rebound. Gathered by Walker. And he is fouled. Samaki Walker with 2 key rebounds here down the stretch.
It's as if Sacramento felt they won the game when Shaquille O'Neal went to the bench with the foul trouble.
Foul on Turkoglu. That is his 5th.
They surround Samaki Walker, but the story was he was first